A long time ago, I bought a couple of cards off of eBay. They were video input cards so that I could live stream 3D videos, a lot like what you're seeing right now. And I'm sure you've seen my live streams on Twitch or here on YouTube. And I used, they were Blackmagic cards, and I was using a HD version and a 4K version, but I was never able to get the 4K to be captured through OBS. And I had a lot of problems with OBS with those cards. I don't know why. Sometimes I would turn it on and one camera would be blank, or both cameras would be blank, or they would be out of sync, or whatever. I had a bunch of problems with that. And so I'm using a different thing now. It's something new, and it is called the CamLink Pro. I don't know if it's new, but it's new to me. I just got it recently. It has 4 HDMI inputs, and it'll do 4 4K cameras or devices. So you could put your Xbox or your PlayStation or whatever is the trend in this future time that you're watching this video. So this is really cool. You can do 4K and 30 frames per second. Hey, look, I'm not playing Mortal Kombat with you here. You could do full HD in 60 frames per second. I know that's a little better, right? And then you can do 720p in 60 frames per second as well. So 60 frames per second is the max. You need an i7 for this, or a Ryzen 7, and you'll need a GTX 1000 or, well, I don't know. Does it say anything about AMD cards here? It says GTX 1000 series. And you need a PCIe X4 or X16 or X8, whatever. But X4 is the minimal. I think most people with most computers these days would have an X4 lying around on their motherboard somewhere. That's the other thing, is this only requires me to put one card in one slot. Before, I was using 2 slots, and maybe some of my problems were because one was on an X4 and one was on an X16. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe it wasn't fast enough for it. Maybe I had my 4K one on a X4. I don't know. It just didn't work very well sometimes. I don't think it was Blackmagic's fault, and I don't fault them for it because it worked fine with their own software. It's just once I turned on OBS, I don't know, I had problems. And I had to use an old version of OBS. Now I'm up to 31.0.1, and I believe that's the latest version at this time, and it works fine. So I'm gonna go with that. I think this is a 10-bit input, whereas the Blackmagic could do broadcast quality, all that kind of stuff. So it was pro equipment, still is. I mean, I've got it right here. I've got the 4K version right there. It's not as slick as this with the cover on it, but that's probably what's inside basically. It's got a little fan on there. That's how you can tell it's the 4K one. The other one didn't have a fan. The HD one didn't require it apparently. So I'm happy with this. The only other weird thing about this that I've found so far is that one camera right now, even as I'm recording right now, is set to film, which would be that flat tone that you would use if you were doing a film and you wanted to do color grading later. And then the other one is set to extended video, which gives you these vibrant colors that you're seeing right now. I don't know why the one that's set to film is showing vibrant colors. Maybe it's something I did in OBS because I was doing something with a LUT. I guess that card settled or something. I heard something down there. Yeah, I set it on a LUT or something, so maybe that's hiding somewhere in there, and I just have to figure out what's going on. So it may be my fault and not the camera's fault, but it's still weird that one's on film right now and one's on extended video. But it gives you this nice vibrant color that you're seeing. You've got blues here, you got a black shirt that I'm wearing, and back there I've got kind of like a charcoal color, and this is sort of a charcoaly black color on the back of the box. So anyway, it's pretty cool. I gave you the stats already, yeah. So you could do 4 inputs. I could have another pair of cameras over here, and I would essentially have 2 3D cameras. That would be pretty cool. I do have a couple of cameras sitting around with HDMI outputs. I could do that. But anyway, I'm too lazy to set that up right now. It took a while to get these coordinated. you know how it is. You've probably seen my videos where you have to move the camera a little bit. I'm not using mirrors on this one. I just have them pointed straight at me. So there could be a little bit of keystoning. I'm sorry. Oh, also they have one that, not to confuse you with this one, you might get confused and find one that looks like this, and it's got an HDMI input on the back of one of these kind of things, a USB, and that can only do one input. And I believe it's called the CamLink 4K Pro or 4K, something like that. So it's similar to this. Don't get them confused, because this is totally different than the other. And this is sold out on most of the shops online. I had to get mine through B&H Photo. They were the only ones I could find really that had it. Best Buy used to have it, but apparently they don't carry it anymore. So anyway, if you want to check it out, it is not cheap. Unfortunately, it costs almost as much as those two Blackmagic cards I bought years and years ago. But it works a heck of a lot better. And I'm really happy with it so far. This is the top 10 most horrible ideas for scented candles. Number 10 on our list is beer and cigarettes. Now, some people may like that smell combination, but it's a horrible idea for a scented candle. At least in my opinion. Number 9 is old cigar nubs. Number 8, what's worse than that? Feet. Number 7, dirty laundry. Number 6, trash can. And what's smellier than a trash can? At number 5, we have wet dog. Number 4, burnt electronics. Number 3, an ogre's armpit. And number 2, the notorious Satan's jockstrap. And number 1, the most smelly, most horrible idea for a scented candle ever, a 24-hour Twitch streamer. You can actually go to my Zazzle shop and get a feet scented candle. It's actually just got an image on the outside of the glass. It's a 3D image of feet, but the candle can smell, I think they have 5 different scents you can get. I think one is a vanilla sandalwood or something like that. But anyway, you can choose your scent, but it's not going to be feet. Don't worry about that. Check it out on Zazzle, my Zazzle shop, at your own risk. So here's something I found that was interesting. I found this old pamphlet from an old DVD. And this is a historic thing. It's Terminator 2 Extreme DVD. And it tells you all about what's going on here, about how the original was in 2.3.5 format and not 16.9 like our televisions and all that kind of stuff. Televisions these days, televisions back then might not have even been 16.9, not on a DVD. And you could actually download a high definition version of this from a Microsoft website, and it was in Windows media format, WMV I believe it was, and I did that, and it was pretty amazing, but my computer couldn't play it back then. It was too slow. It played it very slow. So it looked amazing, but it was like 5 frames per second or something like that. These days, if you want to get an HD version of Terminator 2, you just go down to Walmart and buy one. Or you could get a 4K version. I mean, that's amazing. But I just held on to this pamphlet apparently because it's just so historic. The HD version, DVD, let's see. Oh, it tells you how much RAM you needed. 512K video RAM. No, megabytes, sorry. That's going way back. So anyway, it shows you that it's got 2 discs and it's got different features like background material and stuff. Disc 2, theatrical version. Disc 1 is the special edition. But there was no HD version on those 2 discs. See, you had to download that, and it had to verify you, and I had to jump through some hoops to be able to do that because they didn't want you to stealing it, and it would only work when you were online, that kind of stuff. So I was in an area at that time that had very bad Wi-Fi, so it was very hard to to actually download it. I believe it downloaded a piece of it to my hard drive, and then it would play a little bit, kind of like Netflix used to do, where it would kind of stream the piece that it downloaded to your computer. I don't know. But anyway, it worked, but my computer could not keep up with it. It's sort of like when Star Wars The Force Unleashed came out. They were saying, there's no way we're going to make a PC version of this, and then of course they did. But they were saying that the consoles were designed, it was designed specifically for the consoles, but the PC was not powerful enough to play it. These days, my PC plays it too fast. So anyway, this is just a little historic thing that I wanted to share with you. I thought it was pretty interesting.
The server's old and humming, someone must keep it running. I'm always voted to be the I say, ooh, I'm fumbling with the wires. Someone seems to have tied them into knots. I said, ooh, I'm stumbling in the dark. The only sounds I hear are my own thoughts.
Hey, hey, hey! It's a horrible idea for a sentence. It's great. That's great. This is a really cool card. It is a PCIe card. Like I said, I'm on the latest version of OBS as of this video. Unless there's a new version and it didn't tell me when I just turned it on. Sharing one new OBS. Okay, anyway. Stop shaving OBS. Okay, note to self. They both match, basically. I think this one's a little... Oh, wait. You can't tell what I'm pointing to. Pro by Elgato. Yeah, by Elgato? Yeah, Elgato. Oh, got it.